Hey, welcome to the second course video for the songs. It's a single song and it's a story because that's what it's called. So welcome to the second course video for the song Story by NF from his mixtape titled Clouds. I'm musically malnourished and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. In these videos, we do a deep dive into the lyrics and meaning behind the music. So let's get in, see what Story is all about. Okay, now I did see the music video for Story that's available over on Patreon. And one thing that I missed in the song, because I was a bit confused, and I had a feeling obviously that he wasn't telling it from his own personal story. At least that's what I assumed, not that he couldn't. But there was one specific detail that I missed, and it was right here. Staring in my eyes, I know he knows I know. Embarrassed, he stands above me and says, "Sorry, Aaron." That's what I missed. So obviously the music video is told from a woman's perspective, Aaron. So anyways, it was during the music video, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So let's see what this says here. Story follows a different approach than NF's usual songs. On this track, we hear Nate narrating a story about a woman named Erin. In the video and song, Erin stops at a gas station and finds that it is being robbed by her roommate's boyfriend, along with an accomplice who is portrayed by NF in the music video. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize that. It's unclear whether or not this story is fictional or based on an event that actually happened to someone NF knows. The music video visualizes the lyrics and is more cinematic than NF's previous videos. The day before the release of the mixtape, he posted a trailer for the music video on Instagram and Twitter. And on the Instagram post, Nate shared, "This one is kind of like a movie." Nate has echoed similar thoughts about his music videos being more like movies throughout his songs, the most notable line coming from the May 2019 track, The Search, "Man, I don't know if I'm making movies or music videos." Nate wrote on his Twitter he was curious about how fans would receive Story. Was curious how you guys would receive Story. I love movies and hadn't done something like that. Which is kind of what I shared, that obviously even with the mixtape, it's him recognizing, okay, we got a while to go before my next album is released. Obviously, within kind of the COVID era and wanting to, I'm sure, just get some stuff out there for his fans. They're not having to be some cohesive nature to the album, which is why it's a mixtape. And obviously just him pursuing some of his creative whims, urges. And that's what I really felt even with Story, because it hit me out of nowhere on the mixtape. And then the video, at the end of it, I was like, I get it. I do a lot of videography stuff, and sometimes I like to make stuff. You have this story that you want to tell or try your hand at something completely different. And NF is a very creative person, so I'm sure there was just a part of him, as he's done some similar things. What was the music video where he had guys like break into his house? So obviously it's kind of similar in that like dark vein. And that's what I feel is he wanted to kind of flex some creative muscle and try something new. So bravo to him. How long did it take for the movie to be shot? It was a 3-day shoot. NF posted a video on Instagram before removing it shortly afterwards with the caption, "Behind the scenes making Story." Tommy Prophet replied saying, "More to come." Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of work on it. And I kind of point that out over on Patreon, because even one of the small details is that every single drink in that gas station was turned, and then the boxes, all the labels were covered with tape. They had to replace a lot of items with like generic items that weren't name brand. They covered over a lot of names or replaced a lot of names. And so on top of obviously the creative work of writing it, casting it, shooting it, lighting it, even the squib work, they have squibs with the bullet shots and all of that. there's just a lot of like small manual labor that went into it as well. All right, let's walk through this for a second. It's pretty straightforward. Woke up in a bad place, should probably get up so I'm not late. Stared at my phone for the past 8 minutes at nothing. My head aches. Yeah, you ever feel that way? You're just sitting and staring at your phone. You're like, oh, I should get up. Bottle's empty by the lampshade. I'm out of Excedrin again. Great. Too early to tell, but at this rate, I'm thinking this might be a bad day. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think. Because there's that thing, like, you don't want to set yourself up for failure at the very beginning of the day, but you're just like, this feels like it's going to be one of those days. How do you guys normally handle that? I'm trying to remember the last time. I mean, there are obviously things that like sometimes I have to do that I just don't really feel like doing. You just, grit your teeth and get to work. But I'm trying to think of the last time that I just woke up feeling like, it's going to be a bad day. And it's been quite some time. But, yeah, how do you guys normally handle that? Because I guess even if I feel that way, I try to be like, okay, like I'm not going to let the day win over me. I walk out the bedroom. My roommate's asleep on the couch with her two-faced boyfriend who lives here. Yeah, it's not feeling, which, yeah, you only know the half of it. Who lives here but don't pay a penny for rent, but he still stays. She says he's broke. I'm like, no way. Probably sells drugs, but she won't say. Told me he dabbles in real estate. I mean, I don't believe it, but okay. Okay, pull out the driveway. Notice my gas tank's on E again. Well, of course it is. Guess I probably should stop at the gas station. So I take a right, pull up to the pump. While it's pumping, I look at my ashtray. Remember, I need to get cigarettes. That was the first point in the song that I was like, I'm pretty sure this isn't a first person from NF because I don't think he smokes. Anything to help my mind state. So I park and walk inside. Wait, I should probably get something to drink and eat. This is funny to me. So I find and grab a couple bags of chips. Where's the candy aisle? So you wake up not feeling great. You need to go get some painkillers and head to the gas station. And I'm assuming, it's morning time. You're like, I should probably eat. I know just the thing. Potato chips and candy. Breakfast of champions. Oh yeah, here it is. Which one should I get? Should I grab the Starburst or change it up and maybe grab the Twix? Grab the Starburst. Then I started walking. As I pass the garbage and I reach the fridge, I hear someone yelling at the front of the store. Probably just a homeless guy getting bored. Probably just a customer whose card didn't work and now he wants to start a war. Have you guys ever seen I don't know if it's on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, whatever. You don't know what I'm talking about. It could be on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, of the guy that shoots from, and a few of them do it, like a gas station attendant. He's got the glass up and it's all these interactions with people. I feel like most of them aren't genuine because there'll be people that like walk up and crumple the bills and like set them under, and then when he gives it back, he crumples the bill like right in front of them and sets it down for them to grab, or people that get angry because he won't give them things for free. I find those videos really interesting, but I don't feel like a lot of them are real, which kind of takes me out of it. Man, I can't afford to keep buying energy drinks every day. I shut the door. This is funny because I actually really relate. I remember when we were first married, and it really did feel like that at times, You're like, okay, so a $2.50 energy drink, if I get one every day, let's just say 5 days a week, you're talking about $10 or $15. And then if you did that over 4 weeks, $60. And I just remember, and then if it's like, and then my wife does the same thing, it's $120. When you just like, when you were really young and you had no money, it was just like those margins were very, very real. It's multiple gas tank fill ups. in some cases, that's like a week's worth of groceries, especially when there was just two of us. And it's just funny. So I just remember being like pumping gas one time, being like, I really want an energy drink right now. I should be able to get an energy drink. I'm an adult. I work hard. And then having to be like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can. Like, you don't have the space for it right now, bud. Oh my goodness. Raise your hand if you've been there. Turn around as I'm heading toward the counter with my drink. I hear, hey, open up the drawer. Crouching on the floor. Peek around the aisle. Gun is on the forehead of the man that's behind the counter. Now my heart is pounding and I'm praying to the Lord I don't die today. I can't die today. I got things to do, trying not to shake. Plotting my escape. Where's my cell phone at? Left it in my car, icing on the cake. I start crawling. I can hear him yelling. I want every penny. I want every dime. Once you finish with the cash, open up the bag, throw some cigarettes inside. I love this. Like, he really does a good job here. Just these little details in painting the story. Which ones do you want? Which ones do you want? I'm not picky. Give me any kind. Give me all of them. Yeah, toss them in. Keep it moving, though. I'm running low on time. And I'd advise you to move a little quicker. Trust me, I don't want to have to pull the trigger. I've done it before. It's not a pretty picture. Well, you don't believe me? I'm just playing with you. Well, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Just do what I say, because if you even think of trying to pull a fast one on me, promise you'll be sorry. Oh, my driver's calling. I can't miss my pickup. That's when I did something stupid. My jacket knocked over a can of soup, and then it got quiet. Did he hear me moving? Shh. Hold my breath. He must have heard me do it, huh? I'm assuming the noise must have made him turn his head enough to let the guy that was at gunpoint grab his own gun. Now they both got weapons. Maybe I should help him, sneak up slow and deck him. Time to go, time to go. See, this is why even initially in the story, I wasn't thinking that it was from a female's perspective. Now, I mean, there's plenty of tough women out there. It's just generally, I think I don't know. And you let me know, ladies, the thought of let me sneak up and try to deck this man, generally, just biologically speaking, doesn't tend to always go that well. And I'm trying to think too, in a situation like that, I don't know, man. If I'm unarmed and the attendant has his own gun out and I'm still like hidden, I'm probably staying hidden. Unless my family is in danger or possibly someone else's, kids or something like that. Oh, now if I had a weapon, obviously that's a total difference. And I think the biggest thing too, because I used to watch these like self-defense channels a lot that involved firearms, and I remember one video because they would show like actual video and then do some analysis on it to try to help you understand what to do in certain situations. And it was so tragic one time because two people went in to attack or rob in a grocery store. And there was an armed gentleman who followed one of the attackers and ended up shooting them, but was unaware there was a second person in the store, and the second person took him out. And that's where it gets dicey, because obviously in this scenario, there are two people, and you may not even be aware of that. And so, I don't know, man, those decisions. But I think if the attendant and the guy, they're at gunpoint, they've got a face down going, and I'm safe, my family's safe, I'm probably living to fight another day. It's going to be a bloody miracle. Now or never, God, if I had any blessings coming in my future, could you send them to my present? Peek around the edge and I start running at him. He don't see me coming, does he? Stepping closer, grab his neck and hold him, squeezing on his throat. I'm trying to choke him. Then his elbow hits my nose and I think he broke it. My blood is leaking all over my clothes. I try not to let go, but my hands begin to slip and bullets start to fly. Can't see out my eyes. Cashier still alive? I can't tell. I'm trying to crawl away. Here comes another guy. He runs inside like, where's the money? Did you get the money? Where's the bag you brought? I don't know. I think it's still behind the counter, probably by the cashier I just shot. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, oh no, dude, things are not going well. Who's this on the floor? I don't know. Well, did they call the cops? He runs up to me, then he grabs my shoulder. As he flips me over, then my jaw drops, because I thought his voice sounded real familiar. He's got a mask on, but the shirt he's wearing is the same one he had on this morning. See, and I love this too. It's like NF still leaves room for you to kind of, your brain to connect the dots, because he's not like the shirt he was wearing this morning on my couch when I talked about him or my roommate's boyfriend. You know, you still kind of have to take a second and be like, oh. Staring in my eyes, I know he knows I know. Embarrassed, he stands above me and says, sorry, Aaron, but I don't have a choice. He holds the barrel up to my head. I scream, you can't be serious. He shakes his head and says, I'm sorry, then the gun. Yeah, this is where during the song, I was like, dude, I really don't know what happened. Get down, get on the ground. Cashier yells to ask if I'm okay. He's dialing 911. I run over to him, grab his phone, try to help him up. 911, what's your emergency? There's been a robbery. Okay, yeah, you guys know. Obviously, she makes it out. I assume the cashier, he seemed okay, but you never know. And then the robbers seemed like they ended up passing away. Very cool. Was not expecting that. It was an interesting surprise and just cool to see NF kind of exercise another part of his creativity. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being with me for this one. Hope to see you in the next one. It's reading good.